Hey team, this is Nathan from RunDreamAchieve.com. I hope you all are having a great day. Today's topic, I want to continue to emphasize the importance of how to overcome a bad race. And I understand this 100%. Over the years, I've also dealt with very taxing, stressful situations in terms of my own preparation. And I believe there's a lot to be said for those athletes out there, and I'm sure you're one of them, that continue to put in the work no matter how long it takes. And don't lose enthusiasm when they have a bad race or a bad workout. And I think if you go back and you watch that video that I made on event versus process, that's a very, very important video that I made where I discussed the reasons why so many people are focused on the end result. They're focused on the event, the fast time, the Olympic trials qualifying standard. Somebody qualified for the Olympic trials or made the Olympic team, or maybe somebody won a race in their area or ran a time that they were wanting. That's the event. So it's very easy to focus on the end result of a lot of process that was put into working hard toward a goal. So in regards to this video of how to overcome a bad race, I want you to know that regardless how tough it gets out there, we've all great middle to long distance runners have all experienced what it feels like to be tested. And I'll tell you without question, over the years, I've learned the most as a middle to long distance runner, especially as a marathoner, from the struggles. You cannot give up when you have a few bad races. What you're doing in training, what you're doing on a daily basis, over a consistent period of time will eventually get you towards your goal. And it's just a matter of staying consistent and persistent long enough and doing it longer than your competition. A lot of people, if you've watched my videos long enough, or if you've visited RunDreamAchieve.com or NutritionGeeks.com, you'll know that, I ran a 2:19 marathon. That's a time that's supposedly respected around the world. But what most people do not see is I trained for 15 straight years before I was able to run under 2 hours and 20 minutes. And there's a new book out I just ordered by MJ DeMarco. He's talks about process in his books. And I've brought him up before in other videos, but the newest book is called The Great Rat Race: Escape from Wage Slavery to Wealth, How to Win, How to Start a Purpose-Driven Business and Win Financial Freedom for a Lifetime. Now, he's talking about business, but he also talks about athletes and the idea of focusing on the event, the end result, and the things that we respect in other athletes. We all want to run fast times. We all want to achieve specific things in our lives, but we see other people driving cars that we want, or maybe we see athletes that are running times that we want to, run at. And there's a lot of pieces in this book, and I'll leave a link below this video if you want to check it out. Here's what it looks like. But what he talks about here on page 129, I wanted to read to you all too, because I think it really is important. As I write, Michael Phelps' Wikipedia page is over 19,000 words, yet only 27 of those words reveal the process details like the ice baths. 27 frickin' words. That's 0.1% for the entire Phelps story. The lonely 27 words that made the other 18,973 words possible. In other words, his private story is not the public story being showcased. Like anything in life, there are no shortcuts to a masterpiece, especially when it comes to starting a business. If it takes you 5 minutes to start your business, you don't have a business. You have a commoditization grind, or worse, you're just a cog in someone else's business. Newsflash, here's another divergence between the 1% and the 99%. 1%ers are process-oriented. You hear that? Process-oriented. If you want to be in that 1% of athletes that are competing at the highest levels or running up to their potential, you have to be process-oriented, driven, motivated, and not event oriented. You can't just look at the short term and look at the fast times, the athletes that are around you and maybe in your local area that are running fast times. You have to understand that how to overcome a bad race is not focusing on the past. You focus on the future. You focus on what went right in that race and learn from what went wrong in that race, and make sure you do not continue to make the same mistakes over and over again. If you haven't run your goal race time yet, or if you haven't achieved maybe maybe you're shooting for the Boston Marathon, you want to qualify for that marathon. Maybe you want to run under 3 hours for the marathon. Maybe you want to break 40 minutes for 10K. We all have our own goals, but you have to be process oriented. You have to know that what you're trying to do is difficult. It's going to challenge you. It's going to take time. You have to be more persistent and consistent than your competition. I don't know many people that are willing to train for 15 years straight for a goal. There's far fewer people that are willing to put in that amount of work because everybody wants quick results. And so I think what he's saying here is very important. Of the 1%ers are process oriented, while 99%ers are event driven. They want quick results. They want to run fast times. They want to make money quick. Not to say it's not possible, but most people just are not willing to put in the work and not willing to do it for long enough periods of time. You as an athlete, how to overcome a bad race? Continue to focus on your end goal. Know that what you're trying to do is already tough, and to do something tough and difficult, it's going to take time. It's not going to be something that's going to occur overnight. So continue to stay focused, driven, continue to visualize yourself succeeding and knowing that what you're trying to do is going to be a challenge. And sometimes bad races do come about. Sometimes we have bad performances in training and races. I've had plenty of them. Here's an example. In I think it was 2010 at the Grand Moss Marathon, not 2010, it might have been 2011. I ran a 3:05 marathon. Remember, I've run 2:19. And I've experienced a few DNFs as well. So we've all experienced bad races, regardless what our capabilities are. Even world record holders like Kenny Bakili, former world record holder for the 5K and 10K, second fastest time marathoner in history with a 2:01:41. He's had to drop out of many races. Just know that what you're doing, everybody else has had to deal with it as well. It's how you handle those bad races. It's how you get over a bad performance or a bad race quickly. It's okay to be pissed off for a little bit, maybe a few hours, but don't continue to dwell with it for several weeks or days. Get over it quick. One of the best traits and characteristics I've seen in successful middle to long distance runners is they get over races quickly. They do not lose enthusiasm when they have a few bad races or bad performances either. They know that what they're doing is tough, it's going to be difficult to achieve, and they're willing to do whatever it takes in order to achieve it. So to finish off what MJ's saying here, again, 1%ers are process oriented, while 99%ers are event driven. Namely, the 99% focus on the results, the desired goal, and potential shortcuts for its achievement, while the 1% focus on the process, the activities that deserve the outcome. Everything significant starts insignificantly, with one solitary action, one small win, one move forward. So I wanted to share that with you in terms of as you're preparing for your races. You're going to have great races, you're going to have great performances, and you're going to have times where you feel like giving up. I want to tell you from my own background, I achieved the USA Track and Field Olympic Trials A standard time, which in 2007 was 2 hours, 20 minutes flat or faster. And even here today, I did that in 2007. Today in 2021, the Olympic Trials, USA Track and Field Olympic Trials A standard is now just 2 hours, 19 minutes flat. I ran 2 hours, 19 minutes and 35 seconds. So along my path, my own path to getting to that point, I had several bad races. So I understand what I'm talking about here, and I understand what athletes deal with, even athletes that don't have a lot of talent, such as myself. If you don't have a lot of talent, you can make up for it with your work ethic. Just expect the fact that if you don't have as much talent as other talented athletes, you're going to have to work for a longer period of time. What a talented athlete might achieve in a year, it may take you 10 years to achieve. So you have to rely on that inner drive and that inner motivation to get you out the door every single day, regardless what the conditions are like, regardless if you're in school, regardless if you're taking care of children or family. You have to be willing to put in the work no matter how long it takes. Keep your short-term and long-term goals in your mind at all times. Write down your goals. Make sure that you're seeing what you want to do before it's done. You know, I had a gentleman hired me a couple days ago to speak with him over the phone for an hour, and that's very important to me too. When athletes that are hungry for success, they're focused on self-development, and they're willing to reach out to me in order to guide them and consult with them. That's very powerful. Focus on your self-development. Focus on studying what these best athletes, the best middle to long distance runners, are doing and how they overcome difficulties and disappointments as well. That's one of the things that I did over the years too. I would always study the Kenyans. I mean, I was fortunate that I was able to live and train with them. So what I realized from these athletes is they get over bad performances quickly. Now I know we're all different, but in terms of how to overcome a bad race, focus on what went right in that race. There's some things that you need to fix. So there are things that go wrong in bad races and bad performances, but you don't have to continue to dwell on them. Again, you can't change the past. So make sure you're focused on what you can control and what you're in control of. What you think, what you tell yourself, what you listen to, what you read. Those are the things that you're in control of. So make sure that if you have a bad race or you have some bad workouts, make sure you're writing down what were the things that went right and what were the things that went wrong. Try to, aim at correcting those leaks in your training and in your racing. Maybe you went out too fast. So for future references, make sure you're watching your pace in the early stages of these races. Because again, if you miscalculate pace and you go far too anaerobic too early in your race, it's going to definitely shoot you in the foot. And that in and of itself, you're going to be able to finish the race, but it's going to be at a much, much slower pace. And then because you incorrectly judged your pacing, you have to start saying, okay, well, a lot of athletes beat themselves up. They'll be like, man, I just don't have what it takes. Or this just keeps going wrong. It's not that you don't have the capability. It's just you need to start making some additional changes and correct those leaks, correct those mistakes you've made. It doesn't mean you have to continue to make them in the future. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful for you in terms of how to overcome a bad race. Just know that I too have dealt with this. My best recommendation and things that I did to overcome my bad races is just get over it. Get over it quick. Focus on the things that you can control. Don't focus on the rear view mirror. Focus on what's ahead of you. If you focused on the rear view mirror while you were driving a car, you would not be driving that car for very long. Okay, so make sure your focus is zeroed in. You're locked in on what you want to do no matter what happens. Remind yourself also too that the best middle to long distance runners have also experienced the same types of setbacks that you have. So study them. Study how, I'll tell you from my own background, having lived with some great world-class runners from all over the world, the one trait and characteristics I've known from them is that they get over setbacks quickly. They are just continually focused, driven on the next challenge. And if one race or one bad workout went bad in the past, man, they're just fired up and just continue to focus on what they want. And the same goes for you. I already know you know this because you're here, you've watched this far in the video, you're already driven and motivated already. So stay the course. Stay the course, stay focused, and stay driven. Let me know in the comment section below what challenges you've had as an athlete and what you did. What did you do to overcome those challenges? Because share that for the community here on the channel. they get to read that as well, and maybe your expertise also will help them get past their bad races or bad workouts, anything that they've had or been challenged by. So I hope this video was helpful for you all. Feel free to like the video. I'd appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. And leave me a comment. If there's a topic or anything else you need me to help you out with, feel free to leave me a comment below any of my videos. There are also resources below all of the videos, and as well as on RunDreamAchieve.com, as well as on NutritionGeeks.com. So I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.